Well, hello. Yep, first, I've got a lot of videos to do on what I got left in my freezer. Did a lot of preparation and just kind of throw things together, and I haven't done a meatball in a while. Now, this one doesn't have any pork in it. This is just regular ground beef. And I wanted to tell you that the breadcrumbs are just to make the product go further, because it kind of absorbs, the flavor of the meat and the spices. So this is a pound of just regular ground beef. Now I'm going to put about, a good fourth of a cup of Italian style breadcrumbs. I gotta have my red pepper flakes. Now, whether you do this or not is totally up to you, but if you'd like a little bit of flavor in there, a little bit of spice, you can just add like a fourth of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We're going to do that anyway. Fennel, it's a must, especially if you're not adding any Italian sausage. You'll miss the flavor if it's not there. We want a little basil. And my precious cayenne. Now, for normal people that have sensitivity to heat, a fourth of a teaspoon of cayenne should be just right. The finer that you can dice your onions, the better. Have you ever had a meatball that had a big chunk of onion in it and you went, oh, yeah, you want to get it as fine as possible. So I just kind of slit it, And then I cut it in very, very thin slices. And see, still I've got a few chunky ones in there, but I try to break those up. About a teaspoon of garlic. I like to add a dash of cooking wine or red wine. I want to toss an egg in there. Now, you could switch the wine for beer. It'll give it a good flavor as well. Now, I add about a punch of salt. About a teaspoon of pepper. Here comes the fun part. we get to do another fun part, making balls. I should get 8 meatballs out of this. I try to break it up into even, but you know it's hard to do that, but I do try. Gotta wash my hands. Now, yep, I'm into my little 10 Terra oils. I'm not sponsored by them. I get these from my daughter-in-law and son for Christmas every year, a collection, and I'm just, well, putting it to good use, and we're going to use, woohoo. There's a tremendous amount of glare from the phone, so it's roasted garlic, extra virgin olive oil. We don't want to be too stingy here. Now, I've got my pan on medium high. I'm looking to brown them and cook them some. We got some little fellas there. Okay, we're going to remove them and put them on a wire rack. I'm going to drain a little bit of that off. I'm going to throw in a little of my pepper and onion blend because I'm just dressing up a canned sauce. But I'd like to add a little extra flavor. Go ahead and throw in about 1/3 of a can of canned mushroom. And see, I just baggy up, you know, because I want 1/3 in here and 1/3 in here. So anytime I want a little mushroom, I want to throw in some of my stir fries or anything I'm making, I could just pull it out, thaw it out, and throw it in. I'm not a prepper per se by religion or something. I just have had a lot of hard times. And I find that the more little preparing like I do now, well, saves me in times like I'm having now. I haven't priced this out, but it really didn't cost me much. While I'm waiting for this to brown up for me a bit, I wanted to say something to you. I wanted to thank you for your support. I get royalties for my videos. My channels are monetized, but your support is what those royalties come to me from. And if you watch a ad, that helps me out as well. And that's about the extent ever that I'm going to ask you to support me. And I wanted to say thank you so much for that, because the first time I got paid, yeah, well, I was in a financial problem, and I had my water turned off, and my internet. And while I sat to think, what am I going to do, I noticed that I got paid for the first time, and it was just enough to get the water back on and to pay my internet. And you know what? As long as I have everything I need, I'm a happy person. And I want to thank you for helping me get that. So, with that said, yep, I'm always trying to save a buck. And now I'm trying to save so that maybe I can leave the house and go on a nice little vacation. I'll let you know. Oh, and on the meatballs, yep, you shouldn't cook those. I cook them like 10-15 minutes tops. They're going to finish off in my sauce, but I do make sure that I cook them. But the egg is what gets them to stick together and not fall apart. I've seen a lot of people with their meatballs just falling apart. Yeah, watch now, my sauce is getting done. They'll fall apart. Ah, I hear my alarm. I should tell Alexa I'm staying home today. While this isn't so super important for me right now, because I'm using a canned sauce and I put a little bit of wine already in my meatballs, I like to deglaze for cooking wine. I don't know if you can use beer in place of this, but you can use any red wine. I've used Marcella before that gave it a really nice extra flavor, but we're just going to use a little bit of cooking wine. You want me to light that on fire for you? Yeah, I'm not sure that this one lights on fire. I don't know what the percentage of alcohol it has. But, oh yeah, I used to like that when people would cook for me and then they'd light it on fire. Kind of like in those Japanese restaurants. I'm just gonna pour in a can of spaghetti sauce. I don't normally get this one, no, but you can doctor up just about any one you get. I normally just like to get the onion and garlic flavored, but we're gonna go with this one. And I follow it with a can of purified water. I just wanted to show you. It helps collect all the extra sauce around the can. You know, you paid for it. Haha, not bad. Alrighty then. I'm going to mix it up well. It's going to cook down some, We're going to put the meatballs directly back in. We're going to bring that to a full boil. And you know I want to throw a couple bay leaves in there. And on the advice of my mother, because my garlic can tend to burn at times when I cook it with the onions and things, I put it in at the last minute. Well, you know, after I'm done frying and everything, so my garlic won't get burnt. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and gently stir this. I was told the best way to stir a sauce is an S, like Superman. So just make sure nothing is sticking on the bottom. And I'm going to cover this and turn my heat down to, well, 2 clicks below low. No. Mine goes from 2 to 10, and I have it set at 4 because I just want to simmer it. And what I'm going to do is put a lid on it. I want to get me one of those lids that have the little thingy on it to where you can, it'll go back down sometimes on its own. It won't stay cracked. But I got this entire set at Walmart for $29.99, and I got all like 6 pans, and so I can't really complain now, can I? But you want to leave it cracked just a tad. Check it every 20 minutes. I'll actually come back to you at the end of the entire thing, because this is going to take a few hours. You don't have to. I think it tastes better if you cook it longer. The flavors permeate with one another better. But I'll come to you at the very end and show you how I freeze the meatballs. And, oh yes, and my dinner. This is my dinner for tonight, so we'll finish out my dinner. It's a couple hours later. Now, if I wanted to be particular, I could get all of my grease out of there, because that's what I usually keep my can for. But for right now, I just want to show you how I freeze them for later, because this is going to give me about, 4 dinners. Not to mention how much sauce I'm going to have. I do this sauce about once a month, and it takes me through the entire month. So I could have anything that requires spaghetti sauce. So I'm just going to kind of take them out, put them back on their little, wire rack. And I'm going to let them cool before I try and put them up. They held together for me. Yeah, they usually do. The egg. So I'm going to let this cool. And I've already done a video on how to save spaghetti sauce. I can put the link in the information below. But all I'm going to do is let it cool off before I put it in freezer bags. Once it's cool, I'm going to break it up into fours, and I'll have 4 different dinners of spaghetti sauce. And I just fold it up and put it in all of them into another freezer bag, and they're good for the entire month. They'd be good for a lot longer than that, but I eat it up. I like this for pizza sauce. I really love this on my pizza. So I'll be back in a while. Well, alrighty then. I got my spaghetti sauce all packaged up here, ready to go. Each one has its own little package. I cool it off, and then I freeze it all together, so I could just pull it out whenever I need it. Now, the meatballs, I kind of ate them all, kind of like chips and salsa with the spaghetti sauce. I'm really sorry, but these are the 2 I've got left over, and these are the 2 I'm going to freeze. And that's really all I had for you today. I'm sorry that I ate the rest of them, but they were really good. I'll talk to you later. Bye.